Today I'm going to be talking about what makes a good movie director, right? What makes a good storyteller, filmmaker? I've been making films, I've been quote-unquote film directing for the last 8 years, and I've always wondered this question. I was at this screening of The Whale, and I went up to Fraser, the guy who won the Oscar that year, and I asked him what makes a good film director. And this vice president from Warner Brothers, and now is an executive at Netflix, came to my class to talk about it, and I asked him what makes a good film director. And I asked countless of my friends, tons of mentors, what really makes a good film director. In this video, I'm going to be talking about everything I learned from all these great minds and talk about what really makes someone great. Number one is you gotta know exactly what you want. Be very specific, right? When you're on set, you're talking to your actors, you have to have a very, very concise and clear understanding of your film. And not only have this understanding, be able to communicate it to your crew, your cast. I remember when I was talking to Fraser, he was saying how Darren Aronofsky on set, he knew even the length of the hair on the toes. So you gotta be very specific, right? You gotta know exactly what you want. Very, very detailed. You gotta be observing very clearly on set, right? Don't kind of just wander off. Just be very focused when you're directing, and don't really sit behind the monitor. Kind of be on set, be there, be present behind the camera, seeing everything that's happening. And you have to give your actors very clear and detailed directions to be able to convey the story, right? To be able to convey these very specific ideas, you have to really understand the character's intentions, where the story is going, what you're really trying to say with this work of art, right? Either write the script yourself or work very closely with the writer to really bring this vision to life. Next thing I want to talk about is having this love for cinema, right? You just can't be a good director if you don't really absolutely love this art form, right? If you just want to make bank, right, you're not gonna do it. You gotta be like a cinephile, right? Like Quentin Tarantino, he worked at a video store, watched hundreds and thousands of movies. So really, get a letterbox account, right? And watch the top 250 narrative films. Watch everything. Consume tons and tons of movies to kind of understand your style, kind of understand what's been made already, and don't watch it just to watch it, right? Really love watching films and really love this art form that when you're on set, you're working 12-hour days, but you feel so energized even at the very end of the day, because that's how much you want to tell stories, right? That's how much you love this art form. Next thing I want to talk about is being a good collaborator, right? Directors, they're the people who pull everyone together. They're the core of this. So you gotta work together with your team very well. You gotta keep having production meetings, making sure that everyone knows what they should be doing and why they should be doing it, making sure that you're the nicest person ever, right? You're very hardworking, yet at the same time, you're super nice to everybody on set. No one likes toxic behavior or negativity. Can't have any of that. You kind of have to start with the producers and the writers and the core people, because obviously you can't possibly manage 100, 200, 1,000 people, right, by yourself. So you just gotta manage a close circle of people, and then they'll manage the people below them, and then it's like a chain, right? It's kind of like how corporations or governments are built. So you gotta work very closely with the top people, but also very, very respectful, nice to everyone on set. Just honestly, overall, just be a fun guy to be around and be super passionate about your work. Next thing I want to talk about is experience, right? Without a doubt, filmmaking is about putting in a lot of reps, and it's not about making a ton of movies. I'm just saying, like, the more movies and the more stories you tell, naturally the better you get at it. Like pretty much all skills to master it, you just gotta keep doing it for decades, right? And I'm just nowhere near the level of these famous directors, but I'm still working, right? And maybe you're just starting out filmmaking, so you just gotta keep working and working until you figure it out and you achieve being able to be a very successful and great film director. And with this experience, making sure that you're really learning from every film you make. You're not just throwing and vomiting stuff out, you're actually learning from your past mistakes, taking it to your next film, making every film better than the next one, right? So just always push the limits of what you can do. I think there is no limit to the stories you can tell, so just keep going at it, keep trading, right? The next thing, I think this is the most important thing, and the thing that most of my friends and mentors and people I've talked to said, it's this knowledge about the world and life that really makes you stand out from all the other directors. To truly have empathy, to truly connect with people's emotions, know what people are feeling, know what people want without them saying they want it, be very grounded in humanity. I think that's so important to being able to tell impactful stories and direct people, because I mean, if you don't know, then how are you going to be able to convey it to make it realistic, right? And you just gotta study everything, history, psychology, philosophy, everything. You just gotta study it, question everything, be curious about everything in life, just keep studying, right? Be a lifelong learner, because if you're not, then you're honestly never gonna make anything truly extraordinary. And I think this idea of like wanting to be a great director sometimes can make us always compare ourselves to other people, and I think that could be kind of toxic, because really everyone is doing their own thing, everyone has their own stories to tell. So to kind of compare yourself, who has a way different life than them, it's just kind of silly to me. I think you just gotta work on yourself, ignore what everyone else is doing, just work on your film, come up with the most unique, innovative ideas possible, and you're just eventually gonna get there. Just compare yourself to yourself, right? Compare your work from today to your last film, making sure you get better every time. And gradually, through age, experience, your knowledge about the world, you're just gonna naturally get better and get to the level you wanted to. And I think another thing to think about is like, why do you want to be a film director, right? Sometimes people want to do it for the wrong reasons, right? For money or for fame. I think knowing exactly what your purpose is of wanting to be a film director is super important, because then this is what kind of motivates you to do what you want to do every single day, right? And this is why just kind of find your meaning of what you think your life should be like and what makes you happy, and just kind of go for it, right? Never think about all this external validations, like people saying your film, oh my gosh, it's so good, or people saying it's not good. Just kind of ignore the outside noise, kind of just focus inwards into yourself. I think this is a hugely important fact that you need to keep in mind when you're making art, because essentially what you're trying to do is tell deeply personal stories and share it with as many people as possible. Honestly, filmmaking is probably one of the most powerful art forms, so you just gotta keep working and keep pushing the limits of what is possible, because it's what your mind can think, right? There is no limit. Hopefully this has been motivational somewhat and give you a clear direction on how to become even better at your craft. Honestly, I think if you want to be a great director, you gotta study other films. And some of the films we start off making as a beginner filmmaker are short films. And I see a lot of people, watching these big feature films, right? And that's obviously super important. But I think another really important thing is watching short films. So check out this video right here where I talk about the top 10 best short films that everyone should see. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in that video. Peace out.